In this programme, we're talking about sex, drugs, rock and roll, and leading a business, be it private or public. Does this make you curious? I'm Peter Cook, Managing Director of Human Dynamics and author of Sex, Leadership and Rock and Roll, simply the best business book you'll ever read. To lead a high-performance business, you've got to engage people's minds, bodies and soul. So what can we learn by mixing world-class thinking with the wisdom of rock music, where our mentors are Madonna, Motorhead, Meatloaf, Mozart and so on? Let's see. We live in a rock and roll age. Just think of some leaders with attitude. Anita Roddick, Richard Branson, Bob Geldof. 21st century leaders need to be brilliant at relationships, excellent at motivating themselves and others, and they must create the conditions for exceptional performance. I've reduced these to 3 catchy headlines. Sex, in other words, making and keeping relationships. By the way, we're talking love, trust and networking here, rather than zips, clips, whips, chains and office affairs. Drugs. Drugging yourself is motivation, in other words, peak personal performance. Drugging other people is leadership, in other words, inspiring them to reach a vision. Again, we're talking about endorphins and adrenaline here, rather than smack, crackle and pop. Rock and roll, that's doing the hard work, practicing, performing and perspiring. No need, however, to throw a television out the window in order to get high. We'll be discussing sex, leadership and rock and roll in this programme with several business leaders. First, however, let's look at why music offers an unusually good insight into leadership, HR, the universe and everything else. To lead a business, all leaders need to pay attention to 3 things: the amount of structure there is in the workplace, how much room there is for creativity and improvisation, and the customer expectation. It's exactly the same in music. There's a score, either written down in classical or made up in rock music, kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's creativity and improvisation, perhaps more in jazz than there is in rock music. And there is an audience that come back for more than one hit. Good bands leave their bedrooms to find and keep their audience, as good businesses have customers that love what they do. First Direct Bank and Amazon are examples of businesses